that most people that are trying to manifest love in their life are not actually after love? That is why that process keeps failing. This is why it's more like that meme where a person moves into a school of fish, right? And all the fish are scattering. Hey, my name is Anya, and my work is about creating the kind of reality that we want, about the power of who you really are. I'm the author of this book on consciousness, reality, and interrupting the most stubborn patterns. Love is actually the easiest thing to manifest when you land on what you actually want. And what you want is the feeling of being connected to yourself, fully alive in the present moment. It's just the fantasy of the conditioned part of us that believes itself separate from the self and separate from the world. The part that is needy, even if we're trying to mask it and make it look not so needy, that you can only be present and fully alive when someone loves you. You might say, Anya, of course this is common sense, but it's still really, really difficult. All right, do this short experiment. Close your eyes and imagine that love is absolutely guaranteed. That there's going to be somebody who will love you 100% all the time until your time on earth is done and beyond that. Now, notice what happens to your body. Notice what happens to your heart. How do you feel? What kind of person can you be if that condition was true? Bonus points if you can bask in that feeling for some time. And this is, by the way, what most law of attraction teachers teach you, is to generate the feeling of having already arrived at love, try to sustain it in order to attract it. But I know a shorter path. By the way, both the understanding and the process that I'm describing, I've written here. You try to stay connected to that feeling. As you try not to pursue that needy feeling, notice your mind rebelling. Maybe it's saying to you, you are crazy. If you stay that connected to yourself and that happy, you will never find love. Now, here's the cool bit. We do not want to question that yet or throw that away or override it with a positive affirmation. We want to welcome this and say, okay, so what would happen to me if I never find love, or if love never finds me? By the way, in my bio, I have a completely free guided inquiry that could take you through a version of this process. Plus, there's also a free guide to my book and all kinds of good stuff. As you sustain that feeling of not having what you want, that's the trick, right? You tease out the layers of unconsciousness inside of you. They might begin with memories and then turn into feelings. And feelings will turn into statements and beliefs. And what we're looking for is the core belief about who you are that is being held as reality by your subconscious mind. That belief is king. That's what I call identity. It organizes your reality and it overrides everything that happens consciously. By the way, identity beliefs are not always related in language to whatever it is that you're trying to manifest or fix. In this case, love. They very often have to do with where we place our value, with where we believe our power comes from, whether we're all alone or we're connected at the core level. When you go deep enough to where you can hit the bedrock, one of your identity beliefs, yes, there are layers, you release it and then you drop into this amazing connection. I call it oneness. Oneness is equivalent to love. You fall into love, and then as you hold that space unconditionally, because you don't really need to hold it, you are it. Go out into the world, and the world starts amplifying that feeling in terms of relationships, in terms of gifts, in terms of generosity, in terms of beauty. That is how you manifest love, and this is how we save the world. And don't forget to check out the link in my bio for the guide and the audio.